What is going on, Savages? So, you guys know that I'm building a new machine. I've got the MSI MPG X570 motherboard. I've got that in. The only thing I'm waiting on is the actual, let me turn the, looks like the background music really high here. There we go. So I'm only waiting on the power supply. I was going to use a power supply, a used power supply out of one of my rigs, and I ended up getting a new one. So for this build, I didn't really want to build a brand new machine with a used power supply, so I don't know. Anyway, I wanted it to be all new. And so that should be here tomorrow, but I figured I could go ahead and knock out the motherboard. I think did I show you all this? Yeah, that one. All right. So the motherboard and processor, I got the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X. So I'll get that installed, and this will be my first like modern AMD GPU CPU install. So this should be interesting. I haven't even opened this. I haven't taken the. I mean, I did open it and look at the book, but I didn't open the actual motherboard out of the protective sleeve or anything. And then I've got the Trident Z Neo memory designed for AMD Ryzen. Cool stuff. And this is DDR4, and it's two 16 gig sticks. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be installing. So let's get to it. Yeah, all right, I kind of flipped through the book a little bit real quick. We'll reference that if we have to. Looks like. How does this thing get out of there? Without breaking it. Okay, I guess it's held down like that. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Okay. So clearly I have not taken that out yet. You can definitely tell by how I struggled with that. All right. Does not have usually they come with that foam padding on the back, but this one does not. I probably have some somewhere. Alright, so that is pretty sick looking. Let me go and grab. I really don't want to set it on this table. Let me go and grab I should have a foam pad. Give me just a second. ESD pad or whatever you want to call them. Well, I can't find one anywhere. Alright. I guess we'll just use this. I don't really like doing that, but I'll just set it on here, I guess. Don't really have a choice. All right, so let's see if I can crank up the. Like it's a little dark. Might be a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to drop this down. Get that out of the way. All right, so again, this is the first time I'm like totally not prepared here. I don't have anything to cut with, nothing. I don't have a X-Acto knife or anything. All right. I'm just gonna rip into it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Processor. It's down in the side, I guess, so that you can see it from the outside. Makes sense. Okay. That in the cooler. The Wraith Fire cooler, I think is what they call them. All right. Braided power cable and all. That's kind of cool. It already has thermal paste on the bottom. Factory. That's cool. We'll go ahead and use that, even though some people would probably say to replace it, but I'm going to use whatever they put on there. I'll be fine with that. So these are LED head or cables, I'm assuming. Might have to reference the book here. Throwing a lot of parts at me. Not really, just two cables. All right, so let's see. I think all I need to do push the lever out, bring it up. I'm trying not to look at the book. Alright, so let's see about getting this guy out of here. Okay, so you never want to touch the actual pins whenever you grab it, or at least try not to. Always hold it by the edges. That thing is super heavy, man. Very cool. Alright, so we're going to try to look for the key. So there's a little dot or a little line, yeah, it's a little dot right here at the lower left-hand corner here. You're going to look for the same thing on the motherboard. Kind of making a guess, but I'm pretty sure it goes like this. There is an arrow right there on that side. No, I'm going to look at the book because I do not want to put this thing in backwards. This thing actually has pins. It's a little bit different than the Intel processors that are, I think they're flat. You know, it just sits on there and the pins come up from the bottom. So this is a little bit different. So let me set this down for a second. Check out the book real quick. So I had it right. And there, boom. Let's turn it like this. We can do it like they have it. Yep, so I had it right. I'm going with the left hand on this. That's dangerous. All right, so just sat down in there, just perfect. The little lever down, let it get under the notch there. That is good. All right, so I've never installed one of these coolers. It was fairly easy. But I am going to reference the book again. I think this has a cooler section in it. Yeah, so it's got the addressable LEDs. It doesn't really talk about the cooler. It does. Okay. From the very beginning. Alright, so that kind of makes sense. It's got this little lever on the side. It's only on one side though. So once this is latched around the little hooks there, it looks like whenever you turn it like this, then it'll lock it in and secure it. That's what it seems like. Puts a lot of pressure on it. So I'm guessing that that's the way that's going to work. And it looks like it should go. Yeah, I guess you could put it any direction you wanted. But in my case, I'm going to put it like this. The motherboard's going to sit. Yep. So that way the AMD is at the top left. And I guess I could do it. I couldn't do it like that because that's not going to work. All right. I'm going to hook in. All I'm doing is I'm going to line up like basically where it's lined up with the little hooks. And I'm just going to set it on here and hopefully it'll fit in there really nice. So I'm just going to hook the, try not to move this around too much. Do the paste, thermal paste. Probably should have hooked this side in first. Huh. All right, snaps in there. That was pretty cool. I guess the other side is probably going to be the same. Oh no, you know what? It was already, oh, that's why I was struggling with that one, because this one was already hooked in. That makes sense. I was wondering why it was kind of like difficult. So now once you get it like that, let me turn this light off. So once you get it hooked on both sides with the little metal tabs, it looks like all you do is flip this, and that kind of tightens it down, I guess. So it's like a little lever here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just a little black lever went from this side to that side, and it was pretty firm. So I mean, that thing is on there good. All right, so now we got that part done. Now comes the memory. This thing is so heavy. All right, let's check out the memory. All right. Pretty cool memory. Trident Z Neo. And these, I mean, there's plenty of videos on how to install memory and whatnot. But, you know, it's got a little notch here, so you just want to line it up with that. So I can tell it's not in the exact center. So if you look at the slides, you can see that the little, I'm gonna never remember the name. The notch is closer, you know, this way. So it will go in there like that. Now, there's 4 slots and there's only 2 sticks. And this is what I was saying earlier, not earlier today, but before on the streams about this particular build, is if I were to order them again, I probably would order 4 8 gig sticks. And if you're wondering why I have 32 gig, it's because I'm probably going to run virtual machines, and that'll be something that I can actually use on the stream to show different things, you know, a little bit easier with virtual machine instead of trying to use my machine to do it all. So anyway, but because there's only 2 sticks of memory but 4 slots, you have to look at the book to figure out which slots you're supposed to put memory in if you're not filling them all, right? And it's particularly useful to know that for AMD and AMD matched memory. You want to make sure you get them in the right one. So in the book, it will say to put it in DIMM A. I'm trying to get the names here. Hang on. Clearly, I could just look in the book too. Wow, this thing is not marked. Oh, there it goes. So DIMM A2 and DIMM B2. So it's this one. So it's not what you would normally think. Normally you would think, okay, the closest one to the CPU is probably going to be the best one, right? But in this case, it's actually this one. It's not the closest one. And if you look on this motherboard in particular here, I just noticed it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not. Let's see if we can. So right there on the motherboard, there's actually right there. You might be able to see it. I could do some focusing maybe, but right here on the motherboard, it's actually printed on there, and it says it's got, like, you can see a little first right there maybe. So it shows you which slots to use first, right? So it's kind of cool. All right, so that's handy. So if you lose your book or whatever, you can still have, if you look at the motherboard, oftentimes it'll say what needs to happen. So let's go ahead and throw the memory in there. So this one, this side over here is fixed, meaning it doesn't go out, you know, it doesn't move. Only one side has the tab that goes up and down to lock the memory in place. So you're going to push it down or out or back. And then what I would do is put it into the fixed side first. Kind of like that. And then go into the other side, like that. You want to be kind of even. Wow, this is kind of crazy. Alright, so get in there even. Obviously, you're going to double check to make sure that your slot is in the right spot, that the notch is in the right spot. And I'm looking at mine, and it is, so that's good. And then whenever you push it down evenly on both sides, it's kind of hard to do it, you know, without standing up or whatever to maintain the pressure. I'll try to do it, but even pressure across both sides, what I do anyway. And you want to hear it pop in like that, and you can see the catch here actually moved up by itself and locked into place. So now that memory is in there, it's good to go. And then the second one is this one, the outer slot in this case. I'm going to look at the notch here. It goes like that. Same deal. This one's fixed, this one's not. Going to this side first. Line it up, make sure it's in both sides, even, like that. Push down evenly. Make sure that you don't let it flip on you, right? So you want to go straight down, because if this thing flips on you, and I can tell you a story, I actually did that to a customer's computer one time. Back in the old days, whenever it was not this easy, but you had to, let's see, how was the situation? It was like whenever they first came out with DIMM slots, and I was working on a computer. I was kind of in this weird position, and I was under a desk, you know, the whole thing, and I just wasn't in a real comfortable position, and I was pushing in the memory, and it took a lot of pressure to get the memory in those days, and it actually flipped and broke the DIMM slot in 2 pieces on the motherboard. So yeah, that was not a good day. All right, so basically we are done with this, looks like, for now. Pretty cool. So the next step is to have the power supply show up. That's coming, that should be probably Friday, I think. So I get the power supply, and then we'll be able to, I mean, I could go ahead and throw this in the case and stuff, but I want to keep the videos kind of short. This one's already 24 minutes because I was struggling with this damn thing. So I'm going to cut it here, and then we'll just do the next step, whatever. We'll do CPU, memory, motherboard. We'll do motherboard in the case. That might be its own stream or our own premiere there, and then we'll just go through the steps. We'll build it together. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys tonight.